get to more on this in just 1 second. First, let us talk about a simple truth. A lot is happening at that front door. It's never been more important to see who is there or what is happening. That is why now is the perfect time to upgrade your doorstep with a Ring video doorbell. With Ring, you can see and speak to whomever is at your door from anywhere.
Wow.
Right on your phone, so you'll never miss a visitor, whether it's your neighbor, your dinner, your groceries, or you can keep those packages and deliveries safe as well. With motion detection, you get notified even if they don't ring the doorbell. If somebody stops by or something is going on, Ring lets you know.
Nice.
This is how I keep an eye on my kids. I have 3 kids. They're all moving now. The baby is crawling around. This means I cannot keep track of all 3 of them at the same time. And I only have 2 eyes, and they have to be focused in the same direction. There's no way for me to just be able to focus in several different places at once.
Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention.
No matter your home, Ring has everything you need to protect it. See and speak to whoever is at your door from anywhere with video doorbells. Keep an eye on every corner of your house with easy-to-install indoor and outdoor cams. Protect your whole home with Ring Alarm, a powerful, affordable whole home security system you can easily install yourself. Right now, get a special offer on the Ring Welcome Kit at ring.com/Ben Shapiro.
We don't do that here.
It comes with the Ring Video Doorbell 3 and the Chime Pro, the perfect way to upgrade your front door and start your Ring experience. So head on over to ring.com/Ben Shapiro. That is ring.com/Ben Shapiro.
Gay!
Okay, so I'm not going to question her suicidal ideation. I am going to question the story because, again, no names, no specifics. It is all these broad allegations that are being made. And in fact, post-interview, apparently Harry has now come out and says, you know who it wasn't? It wasn't Elizabeth and it wasn't Prince Philip. It wasn't any of the people who people actually care about from the royal family. But they won't name names. Okay, so this was pretty fun. At a certain point, Oprah actually asked Meghan if she left the royal family to brand build. And Meghan is like, no. Of course not.
So that was a f***ing lie.
Here she was.
There are even stories that you knew all along that this was going to happen. You went through the whole process, and it was all intentional to build your brand.
Can you imagine how little sense that makes? I left my career, my life. I left everything because I love him, right? And our plan was to do this forever.
Yeah.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Our plan for me, I mean, I wrote letters to his family when I got there saying, I am dedicated to this. I'm here for you. Use me as you'd like.
That doesn't make sense.
There was no guidance as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were certain things that you couldn't do, but, you know, unlike what you see in the movies, there's no class on how to speak, how to cross your legs, how to be royal. There's none of that training. That might exist for other members of the family. That was not something that was offered to.
Okay. The beginning part of that. That's hysterically funny. I'm sorry. That's just from any angle. That is super funny. So Oprah's like, so did you like join the royal family and then you knew that you were going to build your career that way? And she's like, can you imagine? I left my career as a second-rate actress in a third-tier part on Suits to be a princess? And somebody would suggest that I did that for career purposes? No, I did it because I love this dumbass over here. It's because I love the guy sitting next to me. This guy, right here, Prince Harry, Captain Lovable. Love that guy. I mean, I left a job on Suits. On Suits. Mm-hmm.
Is he all right upstairs?
Yeah, I'm sure it was all pure love. Listen, maybe they love each other. That's fine. Sure. All right. Sure. I'm sure career had nothing to do with that. I'm sorry. That's...
You could do so. You want.
I left my job on Suits, and you're suggesting that maybe becoming a princess was a career move? A little. A little, I'm suggesting, because that is not a horizontal move right there. I'm sorry, when you think of like horizontal versus vertical career moves, actress on Suits to princess, is that a horizontal move?
What do you mean by that?
I'm going to go no on that one. No. Okay, but again, Markle is not the actual villain of this piece. Meghan Markle is whatever Meghan Markle is. Okay. Prince Harry's the villain of the piece. He knows all the members of his family. He's the one who has decided that he is going to go along with whatever his wife wants to do here. And he's going to say terrible, terrible things about his family. And he's going to prove that he is morally superior to his family. So, for example, Prince Harry, he says that he is free. His brother and his father, they are trapped, but he is so free now. He's free like a bird, and he is free to speak about the evils of his own family.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
First of all, people who dump on their own families typically ask jackasses, like not good people. Here's Prince Harry. But I'm free. They're trapped. I'm here with you, Oprah, with you. Here's Prince Harry, who, again, worse than Meghan Markle.
Oh, Lord. Again.
Please explain how you, Prince Harry, raised in a palace, in a life of privilege, literally a prince, how you were trapped.
Trapped within the system.
What?
Like the rest of my family are. My father and my brother, they are trapped. They don't get to leave. And I have huge compassion for that.
Wow. I mean, they don't get to leave. They're trapped. But I am free here with you, Oprah. And you know, I got cut off from the royal fortune. I could only live on my mother's $25 million endowment. That's really what they said. $25 million. Okay, so there's an actual deeper underlying thing that's going on here, and that has to do with racism and colonialism. There's been this move in Britain to do sort of what you've seen in the United States, which is the entire history of Britain is about colonialism and racism and brutality, in the same way that the entire history of America is about racism and colonialism and brutality, right?
Okay.
This is all tied in. And Prince Harry backs that to the hilt. So he starts talking about how he's done the work, right? Other members of the royal family, they didn't do the work. He says racism drove him out of Britain. It was the tabloids and their racism that drove him out of Britain. And then he says, quote, I've spent many years doing the work and doing my own learning, but then my upbringing and the system in which I was brought up and in which I've been exposed to, I wasn't aware of it to start with, but by God, it doesn't take very long to suddenly become aware of it. It takes living in her shoes for a day or those first 8 days to see where it was going to go and how far they were going to take it and get away with it. Yes. Now he's going to lecture the royal family on their race. Again, the only reason he's a relevant figure is because this is a relevant institution, but this is an attempt to tear down the institution. So let's be clear about what this is.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, at least by Prince Harry. And, you know, I think that Markle is just bringing American brand racial politics to Britain. And it's kind of an ugly sight. It is kind of, especially if you're not willing to name names, because let's be real about this. If somebody said that as an employee of the royal family, and she named the name, they'd be fired.
Are you serious?
Right now, there's an investigation going on into Meghan Markle, right? Not into the royal family. It's going on into Meghan Markle and how she treated the employees and the staff over there.
Oh, Lord. Again.
The reason this has some deeper significance, though, truly, is because what everybody recognizes that the British monarchy being essentially just a facade at this point, that it really doesn't have any institutional power. All it is just a face for the history of Britain.
Good job.
And when Harry and Meghan make the case that the British monarchy is rife with colonialism and racism, that they have not moved beyond any of that, that there is still this deep systemic racism that is inherent in the most beloved part of the British government, namely the figurehead, what they're really saying is that all of British history and really British society is infused with the same sort of systemic racism they accuse America of having as well.
Are you sure about that?
That's what this is all about. I hope you enjoyed that clip from The Ben Shapiro Show. If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you stay up to date on all of our future content. Fact.
Prince Harry apparently wants to return to the UK.
Is he all right upstairs?
I bet he does. The cynic in me thinks perhaps this is about selling even more books. The paperback of his memoir, Spare, comes out in a few weeks. He's apparently agreed not to update it, but they must be strapped for cash after a string of financial disasters. His American dream is well and truly over, and frankly, I'm not surprised. The Netflix deal appears to be crumbling. An America Riviera Orchard, Meghan's brand has hit, shall we call it, technical problems. Did he really think that turning his back on the country that gave him his privilege and dissing his family, the royal family, would work in his favour? What planet is he on? Prince Harry has become a global embarrassment. While Spare may well have been one of the fastest selling biographies ever, it came at a cost. In my eyes, he lost the very last shreds of credibility and dignity which had been hanging on via weak, thin straws after a series of missteps, starting with that interview with Oprah, where someone in the royal family had the allegation of racism thrust upon them.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
An allegation both he and Meghan did not correct until a few years later, after the late Queen had died, thereby gaslighting the world and causing untold emotional damage to the mental health of his family. He's supposed to be an advocate for that, for goodness sake.
Boy.
Unconscious bias, he called it, and blamed the British press for the misrepresentation. Everything he does appears to be either for money or publicity. America are sick of him. They're laughing.
What the hell?
Lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where? Yes, that's right, friend. You see, my wife and I are totally like, you should write a book, because your family like stupid, and then so are like journalists.
I don't like where this is going.
I never get tired of that. It's hilarious. The other month, Harry collected the Pat Tillman Award against the wishes of Pat's mother. Her brave son was killed by friendly fire after giving up his lucrative sporting career to defend his country. And the other month, Harry was given the award for his work with Invictus. He claimed he was collecting the award for the brave veterans.
I'd like to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to everyone at the Pat Tillman Foundation, led by Marie Tillman Shenton, who I'm so honoured is here tonight.
Okay.
I'd also like to acknowledge the Tillman family, especially Mrs. Mary Tillman, Pat's mother. Her advocacy for Pat's legacy is deeply personal and one that I respect.
Are you sure about that?
The bond between a mother and son is eternal and transcends even the greatest losses.
Yeah, he's now apparently coming grovelling back cap in hand. I wonder why. It's been termed Operation Bring Harry In From the Cold. And according to the Daily Mail, he's reached out to his old mates to help facilitate. It's not clear whether Meghan will be with him if his mission succeeds, but I suspect William will have a few words to say about that one.
Come on now, dawg.
If the Sussexes want to return, Harry needs to make a massive apology. Bring his kids to meet his father, and same goes for Meghan. And I can't see that happening, though, can you?
What do you mean by that?
Some might say that he wants to genuinely build bridges and seek forgiveness after the hell that he and his wife have unleashed on their families. He's seen the error in his ways, but I'll believe that when I see it. No, I think this is a ploy to ensure the sales of his spare paperback, which is out in a matter of weeks, in the hope that people will talk about him and make him relevant again.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
In my view, that ship has sailed. The worldwide privacy tour is over. The question is, would you welcome him home?
I don't know.
But first, let's talk Operation Bring Harry In From the Cold, as apparently, as it's underway, that's what the Daily Mail are reporting. Prince Harry seeking advice from former aides on how he should return to the country.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
After spending the past 4 years in a self-imposed exile in California, allegedly growing dissatisfied with advice from American-based image experts, of which I think they've had about 10. Well, joining me now is royal broadcaster Helena Shard. Helena, welcome to the programme. So Prince Harry...
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So Prince Harry, apparently, Operation Bring Harry In From the Cold. Do you feel there's any truth to this?
You know, I'm trying to find out who the trusted former aides are and who's been talking to who. I haven't got there yet, but lots of tongues are wagging, Nana. I mean, you know, we heard that he was at the memorial for Lord Robert Fellows, and obviously William was there as well. And so there was lots of, you know, everyone going into overdrive. That was in Stattisham, Norfolk the other day. He wasn't going to attend, said the People, mouthpiece of his. And obviously, it hadn't have been proven by so many different people, including family friends, I would have actually thought that maybe a lookalike had turned up.
What? What the?
You know, and I absolutely, you know, it still does make me wonder. it was obviously a discreet entrance, etc. But now we have been led to believe that Harry's been talking to people from the friends from his old life. And it's not that he wants to make a permanent move to the UK. So I believe, from what I can see, from what I've heard, it's more about his reputation. As we know, we've heard that somebody who is absolutely fantastic left his team at the end of last year, and that was all to do with reputation management. And as we know, he needs help.
Yeah, right.
They need help.
well, he wants to have his cake and eat it, by the sounds of it. I mean, obviously, no good cake it remains uneaten, but he clearly wants to have the luxury of being royal, but I don't think he wants to do the work.
Wait for it. Here it comes. Almost there.
Absolutely. I mean, goodness me, he needs help. We know that the royal family is his currency. I mean, even his late mother, obviously he's almost usurped her memory, and he needs this. He needs this to make money, and things are not going his way. Things are not necessarily going their way. Is this about initiating a return to the royal family? Who knows? We'll wait and see. Does he want to spend more time in the UK? We've been led to believe he doesn't want to, yet he does.
That doesn't make sense.
And we have the court case that's going ahead. And of course, he raced in for Lord Robert Fellowes' memorial service. So there's lots of ambiguous behaviour. And he is going to be, in New York. We call it the silly season, don't we? And we're also looking, there's lots of different stories that are coming out. But he needs to sell stuff. He's going to be in New York.
Yeah.
And it's
you could do so you want
but we've got to remember the enormous amount of hurt and offence. I mean,
Exactly.
Prince William absolutely reeling, poor Princess Catherine. Spare book coming out at the most awful time, and you've got the Netflix.
Shut up, bro.
Serious.
It's absolutely. This is a rehabilitation strategy. I'm pretty
there's
sure.
still. I mean, look, he's still. They're still doing these faux royal tours as well, which is just unspeakable. Helena Shard, thank you very much. Really good to talk to you. That's Helena Shard.